Oh boy, we could be facing some very bad news if you're a CSK fan because it turns out that MS Dhoni is reportedly in doubt for the first match. Now, this does itself seem like a massive issue when you're looking at, of course, you're missing your captain, your talisman, someone who's an absolute legend of the game, no two ways about it. But the problem with Dhoni missing the first game actually goes much deeper than that. It actually comes down to the fact that CSK would have to do a significant amount of rejigging, not only due to a lack of captaincy options, but also with options when it comes to who would be their wicket keeper. First, let's talk about who would be their captain. I mean, could say maybe a Ben Stokes would be a captain, but he himself is nursing a bit of an injury, won't be bowling. Are you going to expect him to leave the side? Are you going to ask Ravindra Jadeja to take the reins after what happened last year? Seems very unlikely. Are you going to be maybe, just maybe, interesting Rituraj Gaikwad to lead the side for a few games? Again, it's just one of those calls that doesn't seem an easy one to make at all. And even if you're looking at wicket-keeping options, I mean, up until last year, CSK had someone like a Narayan Jagadisan as a backup. But of course, because Dhoni played almost every game, Jagadisan barely got a game. He was put out into the auction pool, has been purchased by the Kolkata Knight Riders for this year's edition of the IPL. So for CSK, their backup keeping options would be, you could potentially ask Devon Conway to go behind the stumps. He's, of course, someone who has kept. There's also, of course, you could ask Ambarti Raidu to take the gloves, or maybe even a Rituraj Gaikwad again. But it does really, throw a spanner in the works as far as CSK are concerned, because really you would have wanted Dhoni fit, because this entire team does revolve around Dhoni, not just Dhoni the lower order finisher, but also Dhoni the wicket-keeper batsman, as well as Dhoni the captain. So CSK can be staring at a little bit of a muddled situation here if they have to do without the services of Mahendra Singh Dhoni for even a few games. Now, according to various reports, he had, of course, you'd remember there was a rather viral video which had been doing the rounds on the internet, where he had gone out to bat during CSK's open training session on Monday. He was, of course, greeted by cheers, but reportedly, even before he went out to bat, he was not, in fact, in the best of shape. He was wearing a knee brace. He didn't necessarily want to take the risk of going out there. He did it anyway, perhaps mostly down to the fact that fans would have, of course, been there to see him play. But even at that point, he wasn't very comfortable. Yes, he did hit a few big sixes, but he wasn't running too much, and he barely kept or batted thereafter. So there were signs at that point. People thought that maybe it was just a case of ensuring he doesn't overwork himself and saves his best for the matches. But in hindsight, you can safely say there were plenty of signs that CSK may have had to do with MS Dhoni. And this is the breaking news update we have. If you're just joining us, that CSK might have to take to the field in their IPL 2023 opener against the Gujarat Titans without their captain. Now, of course, as I said, that does actually throw in a lot of problems, because you'd have to figure out who'd be your standby skipper. You'd also have to figure out who would be keeping the stumps. So, assuming this is, of course, something that does turn out to be true, in the sense that yes, Dhoni's injury will prevent him from playing a few games. It will require a fair bit of rejigging for CSK. Whether or not that is something that can happen, well, that's something that remains to be seen. But if they are faced with this situation, they'll have no choice but to go down that route. That's it from us, though, on this breaking news update. Thank you guys for joining us. If you enjoy our work over here at Sports Today, please don't forget to like this video, share it with your friends, subscribe to the channel, tap that bell icon, leave us a comment, follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook, and don't forget to download the AajTak app as well. If you're already on the channel too, you can go ahead, check out some other videos that we've done. For now, though, from my side, goodbye.